Welcome back everybody to another Fallout video. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about two weapons that I personally feel like will carry you through most of the early game into mid game, and I still like using to this day. So what are we talking about? So first up, we're going to be talking about one melee weapon, which is the Flamer Chainsaw. Now this has got a lot of popularity. I see a lot of people using this, but they're not really sure how to find them all because you need a lot to break down and the best mods and build and perks for that weapon. And then second of all, everyone's favorite, the FIXER. Now the FIXER can be earned through a mission that we're going to be talking about, and we're also going to be talking about the best build and perks and how to use it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so let's start hunting these chainsaws. So we're going to go to Middle Mountain Pitstop. And another thing I want to mention too, if you go to these locations that I'm going to show you and the chainsaw is not there, you can server hop. I have my personal Fallout First private server, so I was able to do this. And then if I needed more, I just loaded into a multiplayer server and server hopped a little bit to get them all to spawn. But all these locations are guaranteed spawn points for chainsaws. So when you get to Middle Mountain Pitstop, you'll keep the general store to your left and kind of wind behind this, and this little shack here, it will be spawning on the table inside. Next up, we're going to be visiting the Rose Room. And from spawn point, you're going to just kind of curve behind the building to the left-hand side here, make your way up the rocks, and it will be on the table on the right side. All right, now over to Crimson Prospect. These next two locations are really close together. So once you spawn in here, you're going to look for this big bus. It will be on the outside area of this particular point, and you'll look for these towers and kind of keep Prospect in the middle there, and you can actually just sneak to the side of this without triggering any ads, and there will be the chainsaw on this shelf. All right, like I said, right next door will be the Ranger District office, and you don't even have to teleport if you don't like. You can just walk right on over from the last location. And from spawn point, though, you'll go to the right-hand side, and this barn will be here, and there will be a chainsaw at the back. Okay, now moving on to Mountainside Bed and Breakfast. Now, in my previous video that I will link here, I talked about how to get into this room if the door is locked for you. So feel free to watch that. I bookmarked it in the video, so you can just skip ahead and see how to get into this. So I had to use that little trick to be able to get this chainsaw, but this is a designated spawn point for the chainsaw, so it is beneficial to know how to get in here because this door will be locked and it will be spawning right here. Okay, moving over to Metal Dome. Now, once you spawn here, you will actually be kind of on the opposite side of where I'm about to show you. So the best thing I can tell you to do is keep the dome right in the middle, and it'll kind of be on the outskirts here. And the best way to do it is when you spawn in, you'll be on the opposite side, so you can actually just go right through the dome. It'll be the door directly across if you've never visited here before. So just head on straight here, right through, and the camp for these people that are here is back here. So that's where we're going to be going, and it'll be in this first little building. Okay, so now up to WV Lumber Company, and when you first arrive here, I don't know if you guys have done the mission here where you basically make them so they don't attack you. So once you do that, you can head on in and go into the main building. Now, unfortunately, when I first came here and I was recording, the chainsaw was not here for me, but I can show you guys where it usually spawns. And you'll just take a trip downstairs, and it should usually spawn on that table right here. All right, heading over to Clarksburg. Now, once you load in here, this is where you'll spawn at. You'll head up here, the hill. And this first building on our left, we'll head inside. There are robots that you'll have to kill, but then this little ramp will take you up to a safe. And on top of the safe, there is another shelf that it usually spawns. It was not here for me on this round, but I've had it spawn there before. All right, now we're gonna head to Watoga Station, and there is a vendor here that we need to visit because we're gonna be purchasing the Flamer mod from them, and it's super cheap. So it's nice if you're trying to save up your caps. So this is the part that you'll need from them, and then you'll just basically break down the rest of the chainsaws that you've been hunting. This is the only mod that you actually need to buy. So now that we have all of our chainsaws, we can just go over to our workbench and cross your fingers that you get lucky and you unlock the mods you're gonna need first. But the one we're really looking for is the dual bar. So hopefully you guys get lucky with your scrapping journey and unlock that so you don't have to go out and try to find more chainsaws, but that's the one we are hunting. So now, let's talk about what we need to make this an absolute beast of a weapon. So I like to run Incisor. So this perk here cuts through most of your target's armor and just makes them shred into pieces. So I only have mine at level 1 right now because I'm running a little bit low on my points. But hopefully I can rearrange some things and buff this guy up. So now let's go put this to action and really show you what it can do. To ghouls especially, this shreds them, and it is just a monster. And it looks really cool too because it's flaming. But let's test it on something a little bit bigger, shall we? How about a Deathclaw? So yeah, just make sure you're watching your AP because it will drain that. But honestly, like anything up close that I'm in the middle of, I will whip this out if I just need to get them down quickly. And as you can see, this Deathclaw doesn't really stand a chance. But if you run out of AP, just keep that in mind. You need to take a second and step away and let yourself regain, but it will shred them. So now we're gonna talk about the FIXER. This gun has so much popularity, and I'm sure there's a million other videos about how to run this gun and everything, but I wanna talk about it because it's my channel. So the FIXER, this is one of my favorite guns. You get this pretty early on if you do the Baba Black Sheep mission. There you go, say that 10 times fast. This is your reward. So this gun here, my God, it is a monster if you know what to do. So with that being said, we're going to go over to Fort Defiance because there are some things that we need for it. So we need to scrap some more guns. And I like Fort Defiance because mostly the assault rifles that you need are just kind of laying around. Scorched usually use them, so you can pick up a lot of them off their bodies. Inside Fort Defiance, I had a lot of luck of just the guns laying around, so there's that. So now we broke everything down. We need to make sure that we have Gunsmith 3 available and ready to go, and this will be your final build. You can feel free to pause here. So I have the Bloody Legendary mod on here, a powerful automatic receiver, a lined long barrel. I will be changing my stock to give more durability, perforating magazine, and so on. So now the perks. Master Commando is great for rifles, for automatic rifles, because now we have changed it to become an automatic rifle. So Master Commando, for sure. And Nerd Rage I really like because it helps boost your AP, and it really kicks in when you are below 20% health. So that's when you're gonna, like, especially if you're running the chainsaw, this is great as well because your AP drains so fast. And then third, I like Bloody Mess. So this is a boost to damage, and they turn into, you see here, a gory red paste. But That 5% bonus just for base card alone is great. Feel free to rank this up and get yourself even more. And then last, I really like to run canned coffee because canned coffee also gives you some AP regeneration when you drink it. So this is also great to keep on yourself if you're running something like these weapons. So let's go see what it does now. So now you can see it is in automatic fire mode, which just puts them down. I really like this weapon, especially for ghouls and scorched and blood eagles, all of those things. This gun is great. And it just really does the job pretty well. So I would love your thoughts. If you like the FIXER, if you run the chainsaw like me, I like both of these weapons a lot. So I'd like your opinions. All right, guys, that will do it for today's video. I really appreciate everybody being so nice. My channel is growing and it's just been so rewarding to see. So I just really wanted to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed and interacted with my videos. And as always, don't forget to hit that like or subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.